Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. Ragnarok Classic M is finally launching globally on September 3rd. So today we're taking a closer look at what there is to do and what sets it apart from the other Ragnarok games. Today's video is sponsored, which means that there is a link in the video description and top comment. So if at any point during this video you're like, I want to check this game out, looks pretty neat, then feel free to click there. I played a ton of Ragnarok when I was younger. I think my favorite class was the Assassin Cross, because if I remember correctly, you could use some really strong poison as that class. Ragnarok Classic was a beast though, and the game itself was pretty tough. I tried getting back into it years later, but there was so much content added, it was just too much for me to catch up. But when I got approached by Ragnarok M Classic, I just had to check it out. So right out of the gate, Ragnarok Classic M is a game that does things differently, and I'm all here for it. For example, there is only one currency, the classic Zeny. And upgrading as well as other growth mechanics all have been simplified. This game might not look like the classic Ragnarok from 2 decades ago, but it does embody its simplicity and the no-nonsense that games had back then. And not to talk bad about other games, but wow, I didn't realize how much I missed just having one currency and simpler progression. Most games feel pretty overloaded these days, but not this one. And because Zeny is the only currency, the game does not have a traditional shop either. And the only things you can buy are like 2 passes and a few other things for actual currency, or you can just buy more Zeny if you run out, of course. But after playing for a few days, I gotta say it's pretty hard to run out of this stuff. Additionally, for those versed in how upgrading usually works in Ragnarok, Fate crafting also requires considerably less resources, and MVP cards can be crafted using Zeny and dismantled unwanted MVP cards. And refining items up to 15 plus is guaranteed as long as you have the materials. The game is launching globally on September 3rd, which is today, so get going and get a head start on all those players who are slow to the news. So let's start from the beginning. First up, character creation. Here there are various styles and options to choose from, and in classic Ragnarok fashion we'll start out as a novice and have to job advance later on. There are a total of 6 different classes to pick from: the swordsman, the mage, the thief, the archer, the acolyte and the merchant. Each with their own unique skills and specialities. In Ragnarok Classic M there also are only 3 job advancements available. This time I'm going to go for the Rune Knight, because if the 4th job ever gets added, we can turn into the Dragon Knight class, and I'm pretty sure that most regulars on this channel will love a good old DK. But this also means that hero classes and expanded classes aren't available. However, once you pick a job, you aren't stuck with it forever though. No. Job changing is possible, and once you are a high enough job advancement and a high enough level, you can freely change between different jobs, which will of course cost Zeny. Perfect for those who prefer different playstyles and for those meta chases. I was watching a lot of different YouTubers ranking different classes, and it all sounds like the general conclusion is that Archbishop and Mechanic are great classes to start with. The Royal Guard is also pretty good for most situations. There is a main quest line to follow for the first bunch of levels, taking you around the huge world, and there are plenty of side quests. You'll always have something to do. There are collectibles, there are special monsters, MVP monsters to be defeated in every zone. There are very stronger field bosses as well, who all can be defeated for additional rewards. But for some of those MVP monsters you might want to bring a party. Some of them were a little bit too strong for me. Talking to NPCs, completing quests and playing the game will also reward you through your adventure handbook. Getting EXP here increases your adventure level, which in turn will give you additional stats like HP, MP attack, magic attack. Collecting items, fighting monsters, talking to NPCs, everything gets recorded here. Big Brother Adventure Book is always watching, but there are even more exclusive benefits to doing everything that there is to do. You can also learn special skills based on your adventure level. These range from getting more inventory slots to learning special emotes to actually getting some very useful skills. I was reading through the list, and skills like this, like Prepare for Elite, seem pretty powerful as well, where you can add buff skills into a battle preparation list up to 7 skills. It actually seems pretty useful. If you want to level up fast, firstly just follow the main quest line until no more quests are given. After that you also get EXP from rifts. The first rift that you do, you have to find this Edga's Roar, where we have this gentleman tiger who also does some sick kicks that you have to beat up. You'll also find plenty of gear here, and there are more dungeons like the Wild Fantasy Fable, where you have to fight hordes of monsters, or Chaotic Invasion, which I highly recommend to do in a party because we're not dealing enough damage. Nearly, it's not even close. And once you exhaust all your entries, you can start manually or auto-battling in the fields. With the auto battle function, you can set which monster you want to fight, and for a tip, you can use the Meteoric Chain item to speed things up as well. And some more good news, even if you aren't playing, you will get additional EXP just from being AFK, from closing the game. You'll get some EXP there as well, so you'll always be growing every day. Leveling up is important, and especially your job levels. So another tip that I can give here is that the same set from this NPC over here, this event store NPC, this set will give you additional job EXP, which will make the grind go more efficient. You better save up on those Zeny though. The armor, shield or offhand and cape, all three give out bonus job EXP. The other items give EXP, which is great as well, but focus on the job EXP first. And finally, there's also something called the adventure topic. Here you can also get additional rewards for achieving certain things in the game, like enhancing items to a certain point, joining a guild, etc, etc. Here you can also get those special potions that reward base and job EXP as well as additional playtime. You want to do what the adventure topic wants you to do anyway, because you're just playing the game and then you'll naturally progress through these things, like, you know, upgrading some items, joining a guild, things like that. So don't forget about your rewards, and every 10 levels new rewards unlock. There also are various daily quests you can do to get medals of honor, which in turn can be used in a special store to get buffs, which can be vital when fighting stronger, higher leveled monsters. There are a lot of different stores, so make sure to unlock the required quests to get access to all of them. Your dailies are actually pretty simple, like completing 3 missions on the mission board, hunting monsters, upgrading gear and completing rifts. And there are additional weekly quests which reward even more goodies. And of course, what would Ragnarok be without a card system? Cards can be inlaid in your gear. Over at King Poring, you can craft MVP cards and regular cards for Zeny and Norns, which you can then get by disassembling cards that you don't really need. When adventuring, you can also hire various cat merchants, each with their own specialities and skills which can be upgraded. Mercenaries are temporary and need to be rehired for, of course, Zeny. There also are pets which can be ranked up, and each pet has various skills that can help you in combat. Our bling bling mermaid over here is quite helpful with her heals, revive and buffs. Pets can also be sent on adventures to gather additional materials, and Zeny. For your gear, you'll be able to enhance items, refine items, gear can also be leveled up and cards can be inlaid. There are some resources needed here and there when you're upgrading, but thankfully the game does have a nice feature where you can just click on a button and check like, okay, where can I find the specific thing that I'm looking for, if you're not buying it from other players from the black market, because there's a whole trading thing going on as well in Ragnarok Classic M. Of course, there also are guilds and various party instances for players to enjoy and just group up with. Make sure to also check your calendar, as there are various special events that only happen during certain times during the week. These are, for example, a cat invasion and a UFO event. Here you can also get flora coins, which can be turned in over at this NPC for even more goodies like EXP potions. The world of Ragnarok Classic M is vast, so make sure to talk to NPCs and check their shops. You can also craft items which you can then destroy again while upgrading. Oh man, 3 destructions in a row, oof. And there are more things that you can do, like PvP with a special set of PvP skills that you can learn. No worries if you don't know where to put your stat points in or your skill points, because those can be done automatically. You can just follow a build, press a button, and then the game will be like, yo bro, fill out these stats and you're gonna be good to go. Like, depending on the class path that you want to take, you can just select certain skill builds and stats will be applied for you that will fit your job the best. And one thing that's also good to know, I mentioned in the beginning of this video, yes, there are 2 options for paid passes, but one of those passes is going to be always for free, so you're going to get that one right at the get-go. And it changes every month as well. So in short, Ragnarok Classic M makes the game a lot fairer, with so many items, upgrades and more being available just for Zeny. It also simplifies a lot of systems, which makes character progression and gear upgrading a lot easier. The game rewards your efforts that you put in and encourages you to explore and talk to as many different NPCs as possible, hunt all those monsters, especially because some NPC shops are pretty OP. There also is quite a big community making guides and helping out newbies already, so I do recommend looking up a starting guide, as there just are so many things to do. It will be quite easy to get lost. Make sure to make some friends and join a guild, as some instances you really need a party for. I gotta say, I had a lot of fun, and I really like it when games are trying to simplify things. Just one currency, easy peasy, let's get going. I like that. Make sure to check out Ragnarok Classic M if this game piqued your interest. Starting today, there's also various launch events and with special items that you can get. Make sure to click the links in the video description and top comment if this game piqued your interest. So what do you think of Ragnarok Classic M yourself? Let me know in the comments. And that's all I had for today. Many thanks for watching, and as always, special thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Comic, Rama Waar, Sebastian Hanoi, Kaudi Mora, Wyan Lee, Backspace OTI, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Knives Cloudfix, Michael Menchaka, Ratius, Betrayal 1489, Silvio Nato, Striker Elk, Ricer RU, Max Bernhardt, The Passenger, Scotty Flies Fast, Only, Spatsty, Snaffupop, Dewey Tran, Kanye Wu, Domi Kirch Nehammer, Dex Zoo, Dante Victory, The Wolf Drake, Lord Fazil, Matthew Dev, Tils Kurspet, DVNCA, and Schwandro. Thank you so much for watching.